Stop. First things first, let's go ahead and get one thing out of the way. Sub to Noah, first link description. Second thing, what is this HUD? This is terrible.
I just got back from Treyarch where I just played MW3 Zombies early and also received a USB containing the footage you are seeing on screen, the very world's first gameplay of MW3 Zombies, showing you guys what it is.
I can't tell if that's a new Wonder Weapon or a version of the Wonder Wolf. I'm pretty sure it's just... Okay, so it is a new one. Not a jacked up Wonder Wolf.
This is Noah from the future. I forgot like 3 really important things.
I already know Milo's trying to decipher that.
Huh? What is that? Those are not Apothicon or Keeper symbols. Are we able to translate that right now?
Is back. Absolutely pog. Tombstone is back. I hate my life. And then also there's a zombie mastery camo grind that you can do for all guns from
as
MW2
expected.
and MW3. There's essentially
both games. Okay.
They were like, this is super hard to
got out the devs for that.
Something we really cared about putting in. So zombie camo grind for all of the guns. Anyway, back to you. Anyway, we're gonna be talking about everything that they told us about this game mode, including some secret stuff that we asked them and they actually ended up answering, like about the Easter egg quest and everything like that. But let me just first talk about
how does that go?
What is this game? Like, how does it work? What does it play most like?
Please explain that. Explain it to us.
This game is a battle royale map. It is literally on the battle royale map for this game because
DMZ, I believe. It was. I don't know. I didn't play Warzone or DMZ or any of that.
Get on a helicopter or you just get left behind and you die.
Okay. Are we just gonna slide past that he's a juggernaut and there was a mega abomination, I think it was? You can toggle the music, okay. What is that?
There's no extracting out. But I am saying extracting because it is also an extraction-based game. If you do not extract out, you die at the very end.
As expected.
However, that means that if you extract
because there was that 1 hour
you
time
can
limit.
in your next game. So what do I mean by that? You can find a perk can in this game. You can complete an objective, and if you get really lucky, you get...
I'm sorry, I can't get over it. He was a juggernaut? How does that work? But this looks like it definitely is the like an in-game area. I don't know what camo that is. I don't think they had the unlock all bullshit for COD Next, but this is the highest zone, I believe, is tier 3. There might be a tier 4 or 5. I don't know. If there's a tier 5, what is that? I'm not sure if the Mega Abomination here is a world boss or not. I don't think it is. I don't know.
Case that has a ray gun in it, and that just goes in your inventory, and you can choose to pop that case and get the ray gun instantly, or you can try to extract out on the helicopter with it and essentially load into your next game with that, use up that consumable and load up into the next game.
Okay.
I say that because it's an extraction game as well. This game is most like, you know, Outbreak gameplay with an extraction spin on it. Essentially, if you like DMZ and you don't like fighting against other players, you are going to love this mode because it is all against AI. There are 24 other like real life humans sitting and gaming in their chairs. 24 humans in every single
So it definitely is for the more casual community. Okay.
You are playing against the environment. You were just playing against the zombies. You were just playing against the AI humans that are running around. And essentially, here's the game mode. Here's how it works. You load in. Everybody loads in all around the map.
As you have to do for a game.
Zone. This is the super easy zone. Everyone is going to be able to survive. You would really have to be absolutely terrible at zombies to die in the tier 1 zone. And essentially, you all spawn in there. And
he's talking about you, Jakambi.
And everybody just individually starts looting up and like getting objectives completed, buying some perks, maybe pack-a-punching ones. And essentially, once you're all set up in the first zone, whether that be, you know, 10 minutes, whether it take 20 minutes, you want to basically
I see multi-pack is back.
And go into the second zone where the zombies are going to be higher level. This is like round 15, round 20 zombie is equivalent in terms of how much health they have and how set up you want to be. Once you get in this zone, rewards are better, more points, everything is better in this zone, but the zombies are also more dangerous. You're also going to start running into some mini bosses like the Mangler, stuff like that, that are just pose more.
So mini bosses only start spawning in tier 2.
Because this game mode is, I would say, a very social game mode. You want to load in with friends, and if you load in by yourself,
don't tell me this.
You really want to just kind of like join up with a random team and try to request to join their squad, which you can do. You can get up to 6-player squads. But if you're going into the, you know, high tier zones, there is almost no way that you are going to survive by yourself. This is a very social game, and I think a lot of people will actually have a lot of fun with that. But it is not for solo players, is what I found. Solo play is not, it's not balanced for it. Essentially, it's balanced for playing around every one of your teammates, and it can be very fun. Like we have.
I'm not sure how to feel about that because I've always been more of a solo player. And just in most games I play, I'll turn on music, vibe, chill out, play the game. And especially in zombies, when you're doing high rounds, you sort of have to do that because it's almost impossible to get high rounds with more than one person. I'm not... But it is not too bad though, because you can load in solo and request to join somebody else's team. But I'm not too sure how to feel about that.
Had an absolutely massive squad. All of us driving cars and just running over like
the fuck is happening on screen right now with that electricity?
The tier 3 zone, which is obviously the most dangerous zone.
Okay.
That's when it starts.
Tier 3 is the highest.
When you start seeing the absolute elites, you start seeing the mega abominations that have an absurd amount of health. You really want to be set up for these zones, but obviously you get the highest tier loot and everything like that. Now you're going to be able to pick up plates. Plates are in this game. That is the armor system. Essentially, you can get jug, but you also can get plates.
Hopefully the plates are way more balanced than they are in Cold War.
It's like the plates are really going to be what protects you from everything. You're going to plate up if you get hit too many times. You're really not going to want to take too much damage in the later zones because the zombies clap you, and if you have no plates, you die in like a couple hits. It's really, really punishing if you don't have plates. Plates are very, very important for this game mode. The humans, the zombies, they all will fight each other. Essentially, if you lead
I forgot there are humans in this too, like AI.
Rolling. Now these humans are rolling around on the map like you see on screen right here. They're going to roll around. They're going to stop if you start shooting at them. You can go to different fortresses. You can literally, it's pinpointed on the map where the human strongholds are. You can assault those. You can completely avoid them. It's basically like if you don't want to interact and engage with the humans, you really don't have to. They are going to kind of do their own thing and chill unless you engage them. If you get close to them, they're going to attack.
Do we get rewards for killing them though? Because I'm going to want to go out and kill everything.
And you know, just drive past them, everything like that. That is one thing I will say. Driving around is super, super fun because it is by far the best way to kill the zombies. Also, you're going to see here them like throwing some monkey bombs into the other human AIs and getting the zombie hordes to go over.
Is that an EMP? What's going on with this HUD?
While they're all just chilling on the bridge. It's pretty,
what was that?
It's pretty entertaining. It's pretty funny. But the humans are going to have their own rewards. The zombies are going to have their own rewards. You can basically play it how you want to. All of the stuff you're doing in this map,
it stopped, now it's continuing. EMP, I don't know.
Contracts, which are things like, you know, go here and assassinate this like mini boss, go over here and like activate these ether miners, whatever the objective may be. They're all going to just give you like a random reward as well as a bunch of
little side quests to
spend on package and everything like that. Guns, let's talk guns. Weapon rarities. Weapon rarities are back. There is, obviously you start with like your gray one that you can see on screen. Then you can go to green, you can go to blue, you can go to purple, and then you can go to gold. And then you have your like hyper rares, which are your wonder weapons and stuff like that. Those are like the gold tier, even above everything.
Those sort of makes sense with that one though.
Those are the best, but you have to get lucky. Mystery boxes on the map, perk machines are on the map, wonder fizz is on the map. Essentially everything that you would expect in a round-based zombie mode is on the map in some capacity.
And while he is talking about all these core mechanics, y'all should see an image on screen right now. Treyarch, y'all can't do this. Y'all are seriously trying to make the whole selling point of this the core mechanics of the game you've built up over the last few decades. Dude, what are you doing?
Capacity. You can upgrade your armor slots by actually just picking up armors. Like there will be armor like, you know, slot holders. You can pick those up and upgrade your armor slot holder, and there's new drops like full armor right there, which is actually going to fully restore your armor.
And does it restore yours or all your teammates as well?
Pickups,
because it should be all your teammates.
Everything like that is kind of what
everybody's.
Outbreak. All this stuff works locally. Like obviously if you get an insta kill, it's not going to affect everyone on the map, but all the people you're like immediately around will get that insta kill as well. So all of that stuff is to say, again, this is not a solo style mode. You are going to want to roll with friends and play against all of the enemies on the map. As you can see, these people are in the farthest out zone initiating an exfil. You can exfil from any area. Basically, they want to make it like really accessible to any, you know, play style. If you have really, really bad friends, you can just stay in the first zone. Or if you
hold on, let me go ahead and ask this. So we've been told over and over this is 1 hour mode. Of course, you know, he has emphasized again, it is 1 hour mode. In the top left, 1,344 minutes. I'm no mathematician now, but that seems a little bit over 60 minutes.
If you want to go over and explore and try to find some Easter eggs and stuff like that, you can do that as well. Let's talk about the Easter eggs. So essentially what they said,
please tell me there's a main Easter egg.
Are going to be a ton of Easter eggs. There's going to be a lot of stuff to find, a lot of things to do, a lot of like, you know, if you know type things. However, there is going to be no main Easter egg at all.
I don't even know what to say here. No main Easter egg. Like y'all are killing the core community here, dude. The core community started off, of course, you know, no Easter eggs, but over the last, I'm not sure, I want to say BO1, yeah, BO1 Ascension, most of the core community has gone to just Easter egg hunting. That's our whole thing. To have no main Easter egg here is sort of, I'll get more into that into the after we get done with this video.
Launch. Like the first map, what you're watching here, there's going to be no main Easter egg. But instead of a main Easter egg, they essentially are going to have very like guided missions that I would say that are going to tell you the story. Like you go into the mission, it tells you what to do, and essentially at the end of that, you're going to get cutscenes and stuff like that. There's 3 acts.
So they are trying to get like more of the casual community into it.
On top of that, though, and kind of like some good bright news is that they are, you know, teasing, and we didn't see any of it. There's no gameplay of it yet, but we saw in the very first trailer there is actually a huge world boss, and they basically alluded to like these world bosses. You better bring everyone in the server, like go around collect. Oh, so
it's one of those. You better have like everybody in a juggernaut suit rolling up.
Incredibly difficult, which good. I want there to be like a really hard, like big challenge, but it is basically going to be like the in-game type stuff. They talked about in-game, and they said there is in-game stuff to get. Now let's talk about that. What does in-game actually look like? So there are going to be very rare like schematics and blueprints that you can actually find that are not one-time use. Once you get them and you extract them,
once you copy, you keep
them. Essentially, you can have.
I don't know if y'all were paying attention to this. I was going to try to pause see the pack-a-punch screen, but you can only pack-a-punch per zone level. So it's a tier 3 pack-a-punch, but tier 1 zone, you can only get tier 1, tier 2, tier 2, tier 3, and that's it. Okay. That does bring a little bit more balance to it.
Have a ray gun spawning into your match, and once you do it once, it doesn't go away. It just goes on a cooldown. So the ray gun, they said 48 hours for the ray gun.
48? That's a little bit absurd.
They said 48 hours would be the cooldown for the ray gun. And then you can get stuff, and you like can craft much easier stuff, like much easier to get, but also easier to craft, and lower cooldown is just like increase your weapon rarity by 1. Whatever your rarity is, you just spawn in with that in your inventory. You can craft that once every like 2 hours. This was the example they gave.
Yeah.
Storyline.
It's not going to be too much of a buff, but it is a little bit something.
See like the soaps of Modern Warfare. We're going to see all the Cold War characters and stuff like that come back. It's kind of like a conjoining of the zombies world with the Modern Warfare world.
Wait, so
a lot of stuff is explained as you kind of like play through and everything like that. And where it takes place is actually in between. It's not in the Modern Warfare 3 campaigns timeline. It's actually in between Modern Warfare 1 and Modern Warfare 2. So
what?
Take from
that sounds like a mess.
Absolutely no clue.
That sounds like a mess.
Fit in between those 2 games, but there it is. So now I've given you guys all of the facts, basically just giving you the exact info that given that I asked about, that we
lot to
play
sort of eat.
Obviously, everything that's been in that gameplay. So all that's left to talk about are my actual thoughts. And honestly, I think that this game is going to sit really well and actually be really fun for fans of DMZ and maybe Outbreak, who may.
Let me translate for him, since he's going to be the optimist. I'm going to be the truth guy. Hey, round-based community, ones we've known and loved since World at War, we don't care about y'all anymore. We do not care about round-based. We care about money. All right, I'm going to let him finish up talking here. I might cut him off a little bit early, then I'll get into my thoughts on everything.
You don't want really the PvP aspect of Warzone, but like the big map, driving around with friends, having a good time, just having something to shoot at, an objective to accomplish. If you start getting really good, you're like, oh, you want to try a level 3 run? Like, let's go into the 3rd zone this time. Let's try to kill a mega abomination, which, by the way, the mega abominations have a brand new attack where, since they're so big they can't fit in buildings, they start sending in like a smoke screen that just smokes you out. They're little explosive crawlers.
Oh, shit.
Send into a building to get you out if you're hiding in there trying to kill the mega. Anyway, sounded really cool. But basically, I am saying that this game is going to be really good and really fun in a group. And if you like the kind of Outbreak, you know, Warzone-y style gameplay, again, if you're just fighting against bots, I think that people who prefer the round-based experience and who like solo, like.
Oh God, his health went from 105 down to 1 with no armor. Yeah, you don't have armor, you get 2-shot.
Personally, for me, I enjoy solo the most. That's the game mode that really like. I love having full control of my zombies game. I try to run around in my game a little bit solo, and it is straight up not a game that's built around solo. You are obviously meant to be.
All 3 gens extremely slow.
And it balances the game around you know, having up to like 20 people running around. Again, really fun for friends and having like really random moments where, you know, you find a squad of 6 and your squad of 6 just ends up rolling around together. Stuff like that can be really fun, but I just don't think it's very conducive to solo just because the zombies are not balanced for solo in the slightest. Now, what they do post-launch, they said they are looking at, you know, in-game stuff post-launch. They said they were looking at a lot of stuff post-launch, so whatever, take from that what you will. They said essentially, like, we're working on a lot of potential things for post-launch in terms of Easter eggs, in terms of gameplay, the way that this is played, like variations to this, including all new stuff. They basically left it very open-ended, but we're obviously leaving it open-ended because they can't say anything. There's a lot more coming to this game, it sounds like, that is not just this mode, or is not just like an Easter egg-less, like, you know, zombie campaign that you do and then you beat, kind of like a normal campaign that's just in this map. Essentially, they are going to be working on a lot of stuff, and I think if you're like me, if you're wanting a solo experience, I don't think it's too late to write that out. Before launch, I think I will be personally trying to play this with friends. I think it's going to be played way better that way, and that's not always a bad thing.
I mean, it seems like it's the way it's balanced,
but optimistic in terms of like having some good times on this. Will it be a daily play? I don't know yet. I'll wait to see. I only played it for an hour.
All right, I am gonna go ahead and cut him off a few minutes early here. Let me go ahead and translate what he's saying in case anybody is new around here. He kept mentioning Extinction and DMZ, and you want friends. What he's saying is if you're casual or you like DMZ or Extinction, you're going to love this mode, but the round-based, if you like round-based, you're probably going to hate this mode. And I love round-based. It is hands down my favorite. I tried Outbreak. I couldn't get into it. I tried Extinction. It was all right. So he did mention the quote-unquote hacks or missions, as he said, which sort of leads you through the whole main Easter egg, or not main Easter egg as we know it, but it'll give you all the lore and everything and all the cutscenes. I don't know if it's like 3 missions and then you get it, 1 mission you get it. I don't know how that works. I know a lot of people are here for the hunt and the thrill of finding all of this and everything, but it's just like, I'm not sure. Not sure how to do it, how to put it. I did mention on this in my Black Ops 5 video a few weeks back, maybe a month, I don't know. Time blindness is real. That if they do make an open world one, which open world zombies, let me go ahead and be the first one to say, ideally, this is how zombies should be played, right? It's beautiful. You get all the open space to work with, infinite time limit until the hard reset, and then they put an hour on it. They're already cucking us on that. And then I forgot where I was going with this. Oh yeah, they should make an open world one, and then a round base as well. Like Shadows of Evil, except the giant they put, whatever this map is going to be called, DM Zombies or something. I don't know. But I'm going to go and let Noah talk here for the next 3 minutes. So then I'm truly going to get into the rest of what I have to say.
And obviously I wanted to play it more after that hour, so I took that as a good sign. But you know me, I always like to be super optimistic and then, you know, not be mad if my optimism isn't met. So anyway, that's basically where we're at with this game. That is the end of the footage that I was given. So essentially, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. Do you enjoy this? Basically, all of the classic stuff is back. It's just a way different experience. I would really call this like Cold War 2.0 if they put, or sorry, not Cold War, like it is Cold War-y, but more so Outbreak 2.0 if they threw DMZ stuff in it. That's essentially what it feels like, and I think that if you enjoyed either of those things, you are going to have a lot of fun with this mode and can play with a lot of friends. So anyway, that wraps up our gameplay footage. That brings us to the end. Let me know your thoughts on everything down below, and let us know, you know, what you're gonna be doing on day 1. Multiplayer, campaign, Warzone. It's a big game, a lot to do. So let me know in the comment section down below. Leave a like on this video if you found it informative. Make sure you subscribe. I'll obviously be covering a whole lot of multiplayer over the next week or so, and then obviously Warzone, and then I'm gonna obviously be covering zombies as well. So that's my baby. Zombies is my baby. I'm always gonna be visiting there first, but luckily we have a multiplayer beta to hold us over, and I'm gonna be 1v1ing kids on Rust. It's gonna be great. Anyway, we'll see you in the next one. Adios. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.
Alright, so that was Noah yet again. Shout out Noah. up to him if you haven't already. If you're in the zombies community, you've heard of Noah and his perfect firebow tutorial. Seriously love that video. Okay. I'm not sure how to feel about this, because I've always been more of a solo player. I do like what they did with the double points here, all the perk drops, the aesthetic, the neon, the red, the brightness, the vibrant. I love that. That's my whole sort of vibe to it. Or I like, you know, more vibrant stuff. One thing I was going to ask was the Mega Abomination is not world boss, but it's above mini boss. So are there going to be higher, harder bosses later on that have more of the skulls? Like 2 skulls, 3 skulls, etc.? And do you get better rewards for killing them or no? So I'm not like, I don't want to pause it too much in the video, and I'm probably not going to keep y'all too much longer. But it's just like, I'm not like, I don't know. There's so many questions I have that still just can't be answered. Like, will we ever get another BO3? Okay, no, we're never gonna get another game like BO3. The game was damn near perfect, if not perfect. Looking at you, Zespa. I will say this though, I'm never gonna shit on a team for trying to, of course, try something new, which they did with Outbreak. How do I explain what I'm feeling? There's no soul. It looks like there's no soul into zombies anymore. Like, when Noct came, we all know the story. People stayed over time. They were told shut it down. The people who told them shut it down actually played it to give it a try, fell in love with it. That's how we got it. And now it's just like, the atmosphere looks great. The zombies themselves look beautiful. But there's no soul into this. It feels like they're only doing it for the money. I'm not going to be able to find the photo, to be honest, because I forgot where it is. But somewhere I read it was on Twitter, I can tell you that much, was like, yeah, Outbreak kept 50% of the player base, so they're going to keep going with that. And the reason for that was because it's new, not because it's good. People wanted to try something new. They wanted to like it. But at the end of the day, a game that's 8 years old is still doing zombies better than any other game y'all have came out with. And if that's the case, y'all can't be cutting off your core community like this. It can't be like that. It can't be happening like that. Can't build a round-based community up for 20 years. I'm gonna just say 20, or because 2 decades, whatever. From all the way from World at War to Vanguard. Actually, not before Vanguard, because Vanguard wasn't. We don't talk about Vanguard. If you know why, you know. If you don't look into it. Can't build that community up and then shove them to the side like they don't matter anymore. That is how you kill your game. I have faith in Treyarch because they know this. You can see just in the way they make all this stuff, even the fact they refined what Sledgehammer was going to make with Vanguard into the best that they could within a year's time. You can see they still care about that. Which, it's just like, can't forget about your core community though. That's my whole thing here. The core community, no matter how many people like it or not, is round-based. Because that's all we've known for 20 odd years now. So I will say though, if they are going to do this, they need a round-based map at launch. They absolutely need one. And I will say, I do love the Pack-Punch camos. Let me get out of the way. The camos are fire. The HUD is trash. Why do we need a compass up top? The smoke sort of on the minimap, I see why it's there. Obviously, you know, indicate the zones. But if you're going to indicate the zones by the redness on the minimap, I don't see the need for the difficulty threat right above it. Or the difficulty threat on the zombies. Y'all see the whole, like, redundancy here with that. Still confused about the timer. Earlier on in the video said, like, 1,300, 1,400 minutes. Gas mask? Just take away the gas mask and make it permanent. I did see score streaks earlier on. Hopefully they nerfed score streaks. Hopefully they did. They were broken beyond belief in Cold War. They were so broken in Cold War, somebody got around 935 only in spawn, never opening another door. Ever. Only using the war machine. But if y'all are still watching this, thank y'all. And that's really my whole thoughts on everything. Just uncertainty more than anything. Because I've always been round-based. I will always love round-based with all my heart. Here are my concerns that I want from Cold War to this. Nerf armor, nerf score streaks. Ideally round based, of course, but I'm not saying the game needs to be, oh my god, it needs to be hard for it to be enjoyable. No, it can be easy. Just it has to have a certain level of, like, how do I put this? It can't be I walk up to something and it dies. If a game is ever that easy, I'm not going to enjoy it. That's part of the reason why Elden Ring is so successful. Everybody's on that same playing field, which is a small part of the reason why Zombies is so successful. It has that one standard difficulty. But if the whole difficulty is, hey, go get a war machine, you win, yes, that's a shot at Cold War. That's not fun. I look at something and it dies. Then I'm not going to enjoy it. It has to be a little challenging, but not so challenging as like Mortal Shell or something. Like, there needs to be a little bit of skill involved in it. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? But even then, leave your thoughts and everything down below, your concerns, your pros. I'm not sure if I'll be trying this out, because I'm not going to pay $70 for a game that was meant to be DLC. I don't have an issue with that, right? I don't have an issue with it meaning to be DLC. I have an issue with the fact it was meant to be DLC and it's still $70. That's my whole thing here. If you're a dev watching this, I don't have beef with you. If you're one of the head developers, I might have beef with you. Who knows? I'm not going to be a kiss ass or anything, say, oh my god, I love all the dev. I'll put it like this. If you're a developer that has control over the direction Zombies is going, I got beef with you. If you're one of the people who just has to sit there and work with what you got and you still love what you do, nothing but respect. I will say this though. One thing that is going to annoy me is seeing the zombie kill XP every single time I get a kill. Like, what's happening here? And I will say this though, my last thing before I do leave off the video. If it wasn't capped to 1 hour, it would be a lot more appealing to me and probably a lot of people. But yet again, that, you know, need to take away the, what's it called? The 24 player, move it down to like 4, then 4, 6, right? There comes all of those issues as well. I don't know. There's a lot of pros and cons to everything they're doing. I'm probably not going to play it. I'll wait to see if the free play days, then I might try it. I doubt this is ever going to get free play days though, the Zombies mode. Let me know what y'all think, and I'll see y'all probably tomorrow.